Sounds good.
Yeah, so hello everyone, welcome to the CNFT.tools Discord server. I'm here with CKJ Chambers, who is the founder of Chasing Pars, which is a golf based NFT. Looking forward to
Mhm.
hearing all about it, and yeah, if you'd like to introduce yourself, and we can go from there.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks, mate. Yeah, so yeah, Chris, or CKJ Chambers, part of the Chasing Pars team, which is a golf-based NFT project, and I guess our vision is to really try and build a community around people who are have an interest in golf and a passion for golf, and interested in NFTs. So, over time, one of our sort of success measures, if you like, will be that we've introduced people who love the game of golf but haven't really been into NFTs before. We want to introduce them to NFTs, and we want people who degens or really love to collect NFTs to the game of golf, and build a community around it. So ultimately, that's our goal.
So what's the the goal with this NFT project? Is it going to be like producing a golf game, or is it more about connecting people and sharing the interest, or what's the
Yeah,
end game?
yeah. So I guess as part of the project, some of the things that the team have sort of worked out is where do we really need to put our areas of focus. We aren't building out to sort of build a metaverse or to build a actual game, but there is a game element to the project. So the main areas of our focus are going to be building this community. Um, we we believe that our NFTs are really quite collectible. So if you jump on our Twitter and have a look back through the artwork that we've been sharing over the last few weeks, we've really tried to include traits on the characters that tap into the golf subculture as well as crypto subculture, and in particular Cardano. So there's some obvious connections and tips of the hat to both of those communities. We have got an element of the project which is probably a little bit more for the golf fan, so people really into golf, where they can become a course architect, and the course architect token allows someone to design one of the 73 golf courses that will be part of our project. And these golf courses will be co-created with a company based in the US called Golf Drawn, and their speciality is designing or illustrating golf courses. So our course architects will be able to let us know where they want their course that they're designing to be located. They can get really into it. Like, we've got one guy who's really into golf who sort of said, I want some holes to be like this golf course and some off this golf course. And then Golf Drawn, who are one of our illustrators and designers, will sort of translate that into a golf course design, and the that golf course will be used on the Chasing Pars tour. And the Chasing Pars tour is where the gaming element comes in, where the traits of your golfer NFTs will determine which tournaments your character, your golfer, will qualify for. We intend on running eventually a tournament every epic. So every 5 days there'll be a tournament run. Golfers will qualify for that tournament based on their traits. So if this epic's tournament is, the Crypto Cup, and your character has a Bitcoin hat and a ADA hoodie, HODL shoes, they'll qualify for that tournament. And then we've built this purpose-built scoring engine that will generate scores for each of the qualifying golfers, and there'll be prizes awarded to the golfers depending on where they finish or what they accomplish in the game. And that those prizes will be, to start off with, will be ADA, and eventually we will have other prizes, so merchandise, NFTs, all of that type of stuff will start to come into it. So the scoring engine's really like like Football Manager, one of those early console games
Yeah.
where your character gets locked in, and then the computer generates the scores for that player, and all of those scores will be published on our channels. So that's where the gaming element comes in, and then we've got some other things that we're planning, like in real life meetups. Like golfers love to travel; they love to meet up with other people who love to play golf and chat about equipment and have a laugh at their game. So we're organising meetups, and our first set of meetups are being scheduled around CNFT Con. So we're going. We've got a booth. We've got a really we're pretty excited for our idea for the booth, which we're not ready to share just yet, but we think it's going to bring quite a few people over the booth to have a chat about and participate in what we're doing there. We're also planning a golf day and some time at Top Golf. So that's the type of things that we're looking to do. It's about the community, the collectible NFTs, and trying to bring that people together into that community.
Cool. So, how many golfer NFTs are there going to be?
Yeah, so in the set, there's going to be 9,444. So just playing a little bit on the whole four and golf thing.
Yeah.
And within the set, there's five different character classes, and the character classes are important because the the different character classes will have varying rarities, obviously, and then in the tournament play, they will have a different handicap benefit. So the five different character classes is the celebrity golfers. So we've modelled those like they're individually illustrated NFTs. They will the celebrity golfers. There's just under 200 of those in the set, so they're pretty rare. We've got our Hall of Fame golfers, so there's only 156 of those, and they're obviously the best, the players that get the best handicap adjustment. We've got our professional golfers who also receive a pretty positive handicap adjustment. We've got our local legends and weekend hackers. So there's five different character classes in the 9,444 golfers, and they will sort of qualify for tournaments or unlock different benefits depending on their rarity or the traits that they have.
Okay, so we might as well get the other two big ones out while we're here. When mint and how much?
Yes, so when Mint, very excited to first person was sort of letting this know. We're working with the team at BuffyBot as our minting partners. We've got a whitelist sale that opens at 1600 UTC on Friday afternoon. And then that whitelist
Just
sale
for YouTube,
is
that's on the 17th of June, 2022.
17th of June. Yep, thank you. And the whitelist will be open to members of the 2500 and also to holders of the Faha the 10K tribute and the Faha 100. So the
Nice.
Faha 1000, the tribute, and the Faha 100, and then also anyone who has already minted a one of our course architect tokens, which have been on sale for a little while now, and we've got 73 of those, and we've had 13 already taken up. And only half of the allocation will be available for minting this year, and the other half was for hold on for next year. So that's another way that you can get in early if you're not one of the members of those groups. And the public sale just starts 24 hours later.
Okay,
So 1600 UTC on Saturday,
cool. And yeah, again, that's the
18th
18th
of
of
June.
June. Yeah, cool.
Yes, yes. And and then the price we're still going to hold that close to our chest until pretty close to the mint date, only because of the volatility of price with ADA at the moment. We've got and we'll announce that sort of on our channels probably a couple of days beforehand.
So, while we're talking about prices and things like that, I did take a quick look at the course designer token thing. That
Yes.
has a chunky price on it, ADA wise, 800 ADA, I think it
Yep.
was.
Yes, yes, it
How
does.
did you
Yep.
go about setting that price? Because obviously, the purchaser is going to get a whole crap ton of value out of that with the whole
Mm.
process of making the course and everything like that. Is there anything else around it?
Yes. Yeah, so the course architects, it was just about a week or so kicked off a conversation with the course architects in our Discord about the first revenue opportunity that will be available for the course architects. So there's going to be several revenue opportunities for the course architects. The first is that, as I mentioned, where our goal is to run a tournament every epoch, and the tournaments will be held on a rotating basis through each of the courses that have been designed, and just like a professional golfers tour when a course holds a tournament, they get a financial benefit out of that, whether it be from all of the money spent at the concession stands or people buying merchandise or tickets to go to the event. We're going to instigate a similar process for the people who have designed a course. So they will receive an AIDA payment for every time their course holds a tournament, as long as they undertake a couple of quite simple tasks. And we've done that because we don't want these course architect tokens to be viewed as securities. People
Yeah.
will need to do a couple of like very small marketing type tasks. So we're talking about a couple of days before the tournament is held at your course, retweet our tweets, get on Discord and tell people about it. We're not going to make it onerous for the course architects, and we don't want it to be onerous for the team to track. So we'll ask people to do a few simple tasks, and if they do that, they'll receive an AIDA payment, and those payments will grow as the treasury increases and as more and more players are minted. So that's the first opportunity, and the second opportunity is that the golfers, the NFT golfers, in year one, when you mint your golfer, you will have a membership, and in future years, just like a normal golfer would, so like me, I'm a member of a golf club. So in future years, people will still be able to obviously hold on to their NFTs, but if they just want to hold on to the NFT because it's collectible NFT and they've got one of the celebrity golfers or they've got our one of one NFT, they just want to hold on to that as a collectible. They can do that. They don't need to participate in the tournaments, but if they want to participate in the tournaments, they have to buy a membership through one of the course architects, and that membership basically will then make their golfer eligible for the tournament play, and that will be another revenue opportunity for the course architects.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
can the course architects control the price, or is that set by you?
Yep. Yep. No, the course architects will definitely control the price. We'll be building a module on our website where holders of our NFTs will be able to go to go to page on our website. They'll be able to see a list of the courses that are offering memberships. They'll be able to see what the prices are for the memberships, what the rewards are for joining that course. Like we expect that some course architects might just say, oh, it's just a really small ADA price because they want to try and get value. They want to get volume.
Yeah.
But there might be someone else who's a bit more exclusive who might say, oh, I'm going to charge a lot more. But if you do become a member of my course, these are the benefits that you'll get. And they might do, giveaways of valuable NFTs or whatever it is. So there will be a part of the cost of that membership that will go to the project treasury to fund development and marketing and all that type of stuff. But the course architects will manage the cost of that membership.
Okay. So, I mean, like in theory, somebody could come along and make their own course and then turn that into sort of like I mean, I wouldn't say a multi-million pound business or anything, but certainly a little bit of side income perhaps.
Definitely, yeah, and that's part of the reason for the price is that these NFTs we're working with a local, like we've got the illustrator in the States has done, this is what he does. He does a really good job of designing the NFTs, the courses rather. And then we've got a local Brisbane 3D animator who, and we haven't got any finalised yet, unfortunately, for me to share, but he's then placing that design in like a really awesome NFT design, which has got some, bit of 3D hologram aspect to it. So it will look very sweet in your wallet or on pool.pm. So there's that aspect of the cost and also the enjoyment of designing your course. Like, as a golf nut, I really love the process of saying, I like this hole and I like that hole and I want it to be this type of course and I want the first hole to be a par four, and then seeing that to come to life and be presented back was very cool. So there's that aspect to it as well.
So the course architect token is for a full 18-hole course, or is it just for one hole?
Yep.
Full
Full
18
18
holes.
holes.
Oh wow,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
pretty. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then and
That's
then
pretty sweet.
so on our website, if you go to chasingpars.io and then go into the news section, you'll be able to see there's three courses that are already designed, and then we write a review of the golf course up that talks a little bit about the course, the pars.
Very,
Hello.
very. Yeah. Sorry, you just dropped
Yeah,
out for a second
sorry,
there,
I just
but
dropped
yeah,
out for a
no.
sec. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, so we write up a review of the course and publish that on our website as well.
Oh wow. So, is there any copyright issues with, let's say, I came along, bought a course architect token. I thought, right, well, I want hole 3 from St Andrews. I want hole 7 from Turnberry. I want hole 9 from whatever other course that doesn't pop into my
Mm,
mind. Would that be
yeah,
okay, or is there copyright issues around that?
like definitely okay because we're not like completely replicating the design of each hole. And what we are saying is that we are, are not placing golf courses on in real life venues. So we're not going to place a course on the Augusta National Golf Club. We will place it if someone wants to place it at Augusta, the township. No worries, that's fine.
But
But we're
no
not
official
placing the
name
course
to it.
directly on a venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's right. Yeah, and naming the course isn't something that's part of the course architect
Okay.
aspect. Yeah, you get to place the course geographically where you want, and we've already had courses placed in Zambia, the Netherlands. There's a couple in Australia, one in New Zealand, and our most recent course that we began designing is in Bali, in Indonesia. So it's going to be a good global representation by the time we're finished.
So, how
And
much?
the reason that we're only putting 36 of those, sorry, mate, the reason we're putting 36 of those courses out this year is that, over time, what we hope is that we're able to secure partnerships with in real life courses,
Yeah.
replicate their designs in our course. So, and those, the benefit to the community there will be sort of partnership dollars that can go into the treasury, and the benefit to the courses is, just basically advertising themselves to people who love golf and probably
Yeah.
want to go and play those courses.
So, is there? Oh, well, I'm assuming there is because everything's hand done. But how much opportunity is there to change the the surroundings for different countries? So, like the difference between, say, Bali and England and America and
Mm.
Australia, for instance.
Yeah, so the designs are a impression, and that so the opportunity to change the design, if you like, is more in the style of course that the course architect chooses. So there's seven different course types, and that influences some of the coloring on the NFT. But the design that gets created is more sort of outlines of the holes, and where the bunkers are, where the green is, to show if there's a dog leg, if it's a short hole or a long hole, all that type of stuff. So it's not like we're individually drawing out at this stage anyway, a actual view of each hole.
Okay. I
Mm.
mean, I,
So
I
there is a
guess I
fair bit of
guess without
customization, and
any
then
interactive play elements, that's slightly less
yes,
important anyway.
that's right. Yes, that's right. Yep.
So looking through the website, how many of you are on the team?
Yes, so the team we've got two devs as part of the team, one who's worked mostly on the website, and one who's been working on our um, scoring engine, and that's in QA now. So I think that's something important to mention is that we're not using funds from the mint to actually build this scoring engine or any aspect of the game.
Yeah.
Um, that's already been done through the sort of investment that the team's made in getting the project up. We have four different designers or illustrators who have been part of the team. So the one who I mentioned who's done the golf course design, we've got a member of the team who's helped us with the graphic design for the branding. We've got the illustrator, obviously, who's done the work on the NFTs, and then another illustrator who's doing some of the 3D work for us for um, some of the NFTs. And then we're working, and then there's four members of the team. So there's myself as sort of project lead and marketing. We've got an advisor, Dean, who many people will know from Twitter and the NFT space, who's provided some great guidance. And then two other members of the team of sort of business and strategy. And then we're working for this first project. We're working with some of the people that we know in the space who we know do their job really well. So Buffy Bot are our minters, and Adam's been amazing. And then we're working with the team at Punk Baby House Party who have got a brilliant program that we're using for compiling of our characters. So it's a big team. Um, we're passionate about golf and NFTs, and we really want to bring this project to life. And we're sort of trying to build a project that we'd like to mint ourselves and a community that we'd want to be a part of.
So you seem to have a lot of things worked out already. Can I? I mean, obviously, it's fairly safe to assume here that you have a multi-year plan. Like, how far
Yes.
ahead does that plan go at this point?
Yeah. So, I mean, we have a vision for what we want to do that is multi-year. Our first year, we've got mapped out, but we've been involved in like I've been minting NFT projects since August last year, and had the chance to be a part of quite a few communities. And we understand how important it is to have some flexibility in the plans, so that the community can have some input into those things. We recognize that golf is not um, I wouldn't call it a niche, but it's not something that everyone loves and everyone has the same passion that we do. So um, we're focused on getting this first mint out there. We've got a plan for the first year in terms of when we hit certain mint milestones, there'll be new things activated. So like we've committed to start running tournaments every month as soon as we hit 1,500 golfers minted. We will activate a special tournament once we've hit 5,000 characters minted. So we've got things like that planned for the first year. We've already committed to attending CNFT Con, other meetups in Australia, and there's also then other opportunities in year two is when we're sort of expecting to start approaching some of these golf courses, um, equipment manufacturers. We've already started talking to a number of um, equipment manufacturers or apparel manufacturers about partnerships, and opportunities to partner with them. So yeah, this is definitely a multi-year type of program. Have included in the golfers some traits that may become whitelist traits for future releases. So different sports, maybe different events. that type of thing. So there's an opportunity to launch off into other sports. And as I said, we're trying to build a project around an offline hobby, golf, that people enjoy. And I think there's other opportunities there to extend out beyond just golf in the future.
Cool. I mean, so is there going to be ways to sort of like in the future to either upgrade your golfer or maybe like gain new skills or gain new items or even perhaps like maybe get a caddy?
Yes, definitely. That's an awesome question, mate. That's something that we are looking at. In year one, as I mentioned, we've gotten the players, depending on their character class, have different handicaps. Um, but if things go really well, then what we'll look at doing is working with equipment manufacturers and being able to maybe look at how we could bring them into the game. And if you hold a golfer NFT and an NFT from an equipment manufacturer, maybe that gives you another scoring boost in the tournaments or unlocks something else, some other aspect or some other benefit. Something that's been really encouraging for us is that in the last 3 months or so, actually, no, it's June. In the last 6 months or so, there's been some other golfing brands coming into the NFT space. So, mostly on Ethereum, to be honest, but it's a good signal that the manufacturers and golf equipment companies are looking at moving into this space. So, probably the most visible project has been Links DAO, which is a membership. It's a golf membership, basically, built on Ethereum, and their goal is to actually buy a physical golf course, a real
Oh,
physical
okay.
golf course, and your NFT is a membership to that course. Um,
They've
we've
got some
just
big names
seen
involved with them
they
actually. Some of
do
the ones like
huge
DraftKings.
names.
DraftKings is huge for anyone outside the US who's not aware of them. Like really huge.
Yeah, yeah, and they've got a partnership with Top Golf. They've signed with Callaway.
Yeah. Five
Um,
Iron.
Steph Curry. Steph Curry has confirmed as a holder. So they've got some big names. I mean, but going out and buying your own golf course, that's a
Yeah,
pretty big
that's
commitment.
that's a
Yeah.
big investment.
And then another one that's just come into the space, which is probably less known, but also just as notable, probably is Swag, and they make golf. They make putters and golf putter covers and some pretty cool merchandise. And they're a big brand, and they've just announced their NFT project as well. And that's basically going to be like a whitelist to buy their covers. So I guess they're moving in a direction that is more of a clubhouse. So it's been cool to see other golf brands come in, which means we're heading in the right direction. And over time, as I said, we're really looking to get some of the manufacturers or the golf resorts that are renowned as designed into the program, into the game.
So, do you have any plans for quote unquote real world advertising initially, or is that something that's going to come more on the back of partnerships in the future?
Yeah, I think that would probably come more on the back of partnerships in the future. I would say our first sort of offline advertising, if you like, would probably become as part of like golf day sponsorships. So in 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 our part of the world, golf days are very common, like corporate golf days. So we might sponsor a hole at one of these tournaments, one of these social golf days that I have, and they'll give us an opportunity to talk about our game. We're not going to go out looking to put billboards up around Piccadilly Circus or anything like that initially. Maybe one day, but that's not part of our
Yeah,
plans
I
to
was
start off
thinking
with.
more of like golfing magazines and stuff like that,
Oh yeah, yeah for
or like
sure. Yeah
websites
for
and stuff.
sure. Yep. Yeah. So we're talking to, and that's I mean that's an important point actually that we're um, trying to find ways of bringing people who are interested in golf, but not really heard much about NFTs or been interested in them into this space. And like doing our research, our the golfer market is older, skews older than a NFT market.
Yeah.
So we need to try and find a way of getting those people interested in NFTs. And so we're talking to one of the Australia's largest golf websites about some work that we might be able to do with them. So actually, that's a good point, mate. That's probably one of our first other less NFT related marketing platforms that we'll use.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you've had very good responses to the questions so far. So I'm going to congratulate on that one. Like a couple of those could have been seen as curveballs. So yeah, thumbs up on that one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like we have been working on this concept started. Dean and I met at the Cardano Summit in Brisbane last year. So like that was in September sometime, and at that stage, the idea of a golf NFT project was already sort of bubbling away in my mind. And I admit where we're at now is not where I thought we would be. It's certainly evolved, and I think for the better. But we've been working on this project since sort of August is when the idea started. So it's been a long time coming, and nearly a year in the making to get to minting.
Yeah.
So we put a lot of thought and effort into it.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, I usually do this a little bit earlier on, but like, how did you get involved in sort of like NFTs and Cardano and blockchain stuff in the first place?
Yeah, yeah. Well, my day job, if you like, is digital marketing. I worked for 20 odd years as a digital marketer and a marketing lead for a tourism organization. And then a few years ago, I switched switched lanes and joined a community services organization. So delivering aged care and disability care services. So I'm a
Oh, okay.
market part of their marketing team. So my interest is in digital and technology. I unfortunately didn't get into crypto in 2017 or anything like that. I am still relatively new. My first sort of Christmas time last year was when I first started sort of buying crypto, and then I bought a couple of Ethereum NFTs in sort of June. And this is a very common story that I've heard. It was not a good experience, so I started hunting around and ended up buying a couple of Cardano NFTs in I think it was July or August.
Okay.
Actually, it would have been August. My first
I mean, I have
NFT on
seen the name
Cardano
around
was
for a good while, so
yeah, yeah. I mean, I really love talking about NFTs and Cardano with people. So yeah, in August, the first project that I bought was Politicos. I'm not sure if you've heard
oh
of
yeah,
them,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
they're
Like
yeah. So I'm
the pixel
into
art ones, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's a really it's I mean it's a really cool idea, and I wish the project got a bit more visibility out there in the community. But that was the first one I bought, and then since then I've just sort of not gone full degen, but my personality is I like collecting things, so I'm sort of looking for projects that get my interest and jump into them.
yeah. I mean, like that's a very interesting first card art. I mean, I kind of like it. I mean, like that was a project I looked at, and like I kind of like the whole idea behind it, but it kind of got swamped with everything else going on. I think.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. And the team there, they've kept building. It's I mean, Discord is one of the things that I find really challenging about the this environment. I like just keeping up with the news of all of the different projects. But it's one Discord that I, still check in every few days, every couple of days. So the team has kept building. There's a reasonably active community there. Um, so yeah, but that's how I got here.
Yeah, might have to take a look back over there and see what they got going on
Hmm.
over there again as it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, I know that their elections, which are a big part of what their project is about, are starting very soon. So it's a good time to pick up a couple of
nice,
more NFTs, I reckon, and get in the community.
sweet. So, I mean, obviously, it's a pretty well, we call it volatile, but that kind of assumes that the direction goes in more than one direction. But
Yes.
how, what barriers do you see aside from initially being able to get enough out the door? Do you see to releasing a project in a market that is as bare as it is right now? Like, have you
Yeah,
had
I
to make any
think
like changes based on that? Because obviously, this time last year things were very, very different.
definitely. Yeah, we have. We've had to certainly manage our expectations. Like when we started this project, NFT projects on Cardano were basically just selling out. Like that,
Yeah,
no, it just seemed like everything was just selling out. And whereas that is less the case now. Yeah, sure, there's still some projects that just sell out quite quickly, but we don't envisage that that's going to be us. Like we're building something long term. We're ready to stick around. We've had to look at our sort of our project budget and how we manage that. One example of what we've changed is the bringing in the milestones of NFTs sold that are required for us to achieve certain activities or
yeah,
activations. So I mentioned one earlier that
like,
initially we were just like, well, we're running a tournament every epic, and there's going to be ADA as prizes and NFTs as prizes, and yada yada yada. We've actually changed that to say, okay, well, we're going to start after we've minted 1,500 characters. It's going to be monthly, and then it scales up to once it's sold out, there'll be a tournament every epic, and that will be great. We have been able to manage the development costs. So our main costs have obviously been the illustration work that we've had done for the characters and the development work for the scoring engine that we're using. And then our ongoing costs are the marketing and promotion, website hosting, and some of that type of stuff. So we don't have a huge risk exposure then to the volatility of the market, and we can just focus on building a community who are interested in golf and like our NFTs, and that sort of puts us in a good place. If it's a bear market or we go into a winter or something silly like that for a long time, or we'll just focus on the community and building that. We'll have our catch ups. Like it's not like the meetups are just put on and completely funded by us. People will pay a participation fee, but you'll have to hold one of our NFTs to come along. That's fine, like that's expected these days. But people will pay to come to some of those meetups. We,
yeah.
we might put on some at no cost, but people will pay to come along. So, yeah, I think it's more about our expectations that, okay, this is less likely to sell out straight away, and that's fine. We're ready for a grind. If I get to talk about golf for a few hours every day with people, amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, like the point that I wanted to get to there was like, it's not quote unquote a dead project if only 20% are sold after 4 hours, for instance.
Yeah,
Like
yep, definitely.
like if only two sells, you're still going to
Yeah,
continue working on it for the next 18 months or whatever.
for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Two might be a stretch, but
Probably have to sit down and just have a bit of a look in the mirror if we only sold two, but we're
yeah.
ready to grind and build that community.
So, are you aware of any other golf-based projects coming on Cardano? I'm certainly not aware of any others that exist currently.
Yeah, so there's one that exists already. Alex and the team at Pixel Links have got a project. Shout out the guys. It's a pixel art project, and they're building a game. So, like in some ways, we see our projects as being complementary, where we're out there talking about golf. We're on Cardano. They're building an actual game. We're not building a game, and that's not part of our long term goals. But a lot of the golf projects that we see are launched on Ethereum, and a lot of them are more focused on this. I personally I can't fathom the idea of selling NFTs to generate revenue to go and buy a golf course that your NFT is a membership to. I'm a member of a course, and I know how hard it is to run a golf course, and that is amazing. If they get to do that, that is phenomenal. So most of the projects that we see are launching on Ethereum, not on Cardano.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to buy a golf course, you need to go to a market that can support those kind of outflows for a while. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah,
I don't know how much golf courses cost, but that's because they don't put a price tag on them because they can't afford them.
yeah. What's the saying? If you
It's
have to
like one of
ask, you
those.
can't afford.
It's like if like it's just no point even asking.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
millions. It's just millions. Even for a
yeah.
shit one, it's millions.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So are you going to be having like lots of website functionality around members being able to like discuss their favorite golf courses or in like Discord and stuff like that? So you can like
Yeah, so
discuss like if somebody wants to go on a golfing tour around Europe and they're from America, then they can get all the information they need around on all the different courses and stuff.
yeah, definitely. Like the golf community, are like they people talk about golf as much as they can, and I'm already in some like a lot of Facebook groups, not so much on Discord, but there are a couple starting up where people love to go and talk about where they've played, where they're going to play, how their game went on that day. I hit this great drive on the first, but I three-putted the fifth, and all that type of stuff. They love talking about that, and so that's what we're going to try and build in Discord, and have a place where people can come together and talk about golf. That's definitely part of it. The website. Yes, at the moment the functionality is very much focused on being a sort of content platform for what's going on with the project. But over time, we're going to add to the website that functionality about the membership and being able to buy your membership. We're going to add sort of commerce functionality. So, I've talked about our golf meetups. Well, yeah, we're going to organize golf trips. We've already got plans around CNFT Con, which we'll announce in the next month or so. But we want to do other meetups. We're also going to have functionality on there where people will be able to go and buy some of our merchandise. So, as I said, I've played golf for far too long. It's like 30 something years, 35 years I've been playing golf for. And in the last few years, I've really found some cool manufacturers of golf ball markers or driver covers and all that type of stuff, and we've been talking to a couple of them already about them designing chasing pars, ball markers, and driver covers. And we
Nice.
want to make those available for sale on our website, so people can go on our website and buy them with Ada, and get chasing pars, driver cover. So the driver cover concept will that they're going to also be customized, so people will be able to upgrade their driver cover purchase and include their character on the merchandise, on the driver cover specifically. Golf course architects, our golf drawn, who are the illustrator of our courses, they have an online shop, and you can get your Chasing Pars golf course design on some of their merchandise.
Nice.
If you want I don't know, if you want your coffee cup to have your course design on it, we can arrange that. So yeah, that's the type of functionality that will sort of come and as part of those future years plans that we were sort of talking about earlier on.
Oh, very nice. So a slight off question, but when does your policy ID lock?
Yeah, so it's been a good topic of conversation for us. So we have put a long lock date on our policy. That's actually one of the other things that we've changed. So the policy lock date will have a 5-year lock date. And, we've done that to safeguard the project against not being a sellout. Like, obviously, we hope we don't need that long, but we've set it at a long lock date for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny one because, when I entered the space just over a year ago now, and I started
Mm.
with Cardano. I never bought an Ethereum NFT, though I ended up getting given a few like last year. But it was one of those things where policy lock dates were seen as very important to happen as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Whereas for projects now, I'm kind of feeling the opposite way in the fact that especially with projects like yours where there's the possibility of customization down the line, even if it's like 2 or 3 years down the line where you might be able
yeah.
to upgrade your golf club or upgrade your tee or something like that,
Hmm.
where I'm
Hmm.
kind of a lot more towards I would rather not have a close date within a couple of years to allow for further innovation.
Mm. Yeah, like even since I started collecting NFTs, like the my first NFT that I bought on Cardano was pixel art. Now look at some of these NFTs now, the designs are just mind blowing. Like the
Yeah.
overexposed, or some of those type
Oh
of projects.
man.
You look at their
Yeah.
NFTs and like,
Yeah.
man, that is ridiculous. So we don't want to set ourselves into a place where um, I don't get me wrong. I like the art of our NFTs now, but
Yeah.
in 3 years' time, man, maybe there'll be little videos of these players. Who knows? Like it could just go anywhere. So we don't want to sort of lock that off. And the course architect's actually a really interesting example of that, where initially the NFT was going to be the design of the course that Golf Drawn create, but we've now sort of taken that another step, and we're putting into this really rad looking 3D hologram card, like a trading card. And if we'd have, I'm not, the policy wouldn't have locked obviously yet, but if we have a short lock date, then we don't have
Yeah.
that flexibility in the future.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting to see how attitudes have changed on that one over time because it's not even really been that
Mm.
long. But I think it's
No,
probably partially to do with the whole drive for utility, utility, utility. Not that
yeah,
people know what that means a lot of the time, but
no, no. I mean, yeah,
yeah, it's one of the like I want utility. Okay, well, what utility do you want? I don't know. I
right.
just want utility. Give me something. And now I've
Give
got
me
that. Give me
something.
something else.
Yes, yeah. Make floor rise. Yeah,
Yeah,
our like we're our focus is on the community and bringing people together around the passion of golf and people who like NFTs. And that means that there's some obvious things for us to focus on. So that is utility. So you can attend our meetups, you can access certain parts of our Discord. So as an example of that, we've still got our sort of OG role is still open on our Discord server, where and there's a chat that's just for those people. And we in one of a competition or giveaway that we ran a little while ago, we were able to offer those people more entries into that competition. So that's the type of thing that we want to do with our holders as well. We want to be able to give them some benefits of being holders of those NFTs.
yeah. I mean, like,
Mm.
just another idea that's like popped into my head. Is do you think there might possibly be options in the future for you to leverage your travel industry connections and maybe get some discounts on flights or travel for golfers?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think my experience is definitely in organizing itineraries and travel for people. I've not organized a golf day, but through my golf interests, I know of a couple of companies who do organize great golf trips. So, I know about putting an itinerary together. I know, when you travel as a golfer, it's not just as simple as turning up at the airport and jumping on the plane. You've got to have your bag packed well. You've got golf sticks with you. You've got your clubs. So in the States, ship sticks and those type of services, which can get your clubs around for you easier. So yeah, that's definitely something that I think will be benefit to the project as it ramps up. Having those sort of golf trips on the horizon will give people something to look forward to. It's been a pretty shitty 2 years with the pandemic, so I think we're all looking forward to getting out and about, especially here from Australia. We feel like we've been trapped on this island for 2 years. So
Yeah, you guys have gone
people are
through it
dead set
in a
keen.
way that a lot of us haven't actually, with your foreign travel shutting down the way it has.
Yeah, yeah. So, we're looking forward to getting out and playing some golf with people who hold our NFTs. And CNFT Con is only less than 4 months away now. How cool is that? We're looking
Yeah,
forward to it.
I mean, I would love to be there. I can't deny I would love to be there, but unfortunately, I won't be. But
Mm.
I'm hoping for next year. I mean,
I'll send pics, mate.
yeah, I mean, I'll be in the States next year, so that'll be a good start. So
Nice.
keep your
Excellent.
fingers crossed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Something else I wanted to mention, if it was all right, is
yeah.
that we're like talking about community, that our myself and one of the other members of the business have both got a pretty close connection to some work that gets done by a charity here in Australia called For ASD Kids. So they were founded by, this Matt Rogers. Matt Rogers was a great rugby league and rugby union player for Australia, actually a dual international, and him and his wife Chloe have set up 4ASD Kids, and they support families with kids with autism. So they've got a range of support programs that they offer, and we're really proud to be supporting them through Chasing Pars. So the we're supporting them with a donation to their charity as a result of the NFTs that we sell, and that's one of those things we talked about. You know, with that scale, that support scales based on the number of NFTs we sell, but we're also included in the characters. A very limited number of golfers who will be holding a very special um, jigsaw piece puzzle golf flag. So I think there's less than 40 of the characters hold this. And I can tell you that if you mint that golfer, I'd be holding on to it because there's some pretty good opportunities that's going to be available over time to holders who have that NFT. So we're really proud to be supporting their work. They do great stuff. So that's another example of like a community that we're really passionate about, that we're trying to tap into and support.
So, I mean, obviously, Discord is a huge thing for NFTs and crypto in general, but it's not
Mm.
so much for a lot of your target market being slightly older.
No.
Do you
Yeah.
have plans for, I mean, I don't want to say Skype, but for other ways for the community to link together that might
Yeah,
be a bit
definitely.
more for somebody who's able to retire and play golf a lot more than the rest of us can?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And so that's something that we looked at when we were looking at who our audience was and how we might reach them. So, yeah, for NFTs, it's definitely Twitter and Discord. For golfers, they're huge on Instagram. I've taken pictures of where we are and the courses that we're playing and all that type of stuff and sharing it on Instagram. And then we're also looking at what we can do on Facebook. Um, Facebook page, meta page that we are currently sharing artwork to. And then we also have an email list that people can sign up to on our website. And like that's interesting because, crypto, we don't really like giving away our email addresses or personal data, but in other areas or other members of the community,
Yeah.
they really don't mind giving their email address to subscribe to get updates. And in some ways, it's a whole lot easier to just get emailed, a weekly digest or a monthly digest of the stuff that the project's been up to than going through Discord. So, yeah, we've got different audiences and trying to attract them in or connect with them at least in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the golfing community, I mean, there is the whole cliche of giving the guy on the golf course your business card. But,
Yes.
I think that for at least a lot of people that play golf, weekly recaps are the way to go rather than daily up to the minute things, because a lot of these people tend to have businesses or other commitments and everything like
Mm,
that. And
yeah.
we spend our leisure time doing NFTs. They spend their leisure time doing golf.
Yeah, that's right, and it takes time. Like I play every Saturday. I'll play, and I get a nice early tea time. I'll tee off 6:30 or so in the morning on a Saturday,
Oh wow, that is
for it
early.
for 4 hours. Yeah, I love it. That's like one of the best times of the week. And then for 4 hours or 4.5 hours, I'm out there playing golf and chatting with with mates or people that I've been paired up with on that day. But that's 4.5 hours. That's a lot of time.
Yeah,
Um, and like just one of the like an example of how we're trying to tap into those different ways of reaching people is our weekly update. So every week I post a commissioner's update into Discord, which is the stuff that we've done in the last week and what's our focus in the next week. And we, I also then take that content and mostly replicate it. I do tweak it a little bit, and then we publish it as a news update on our website, and then share a link to that on Twitter and sometimes on Facebook. So okay, we can't just focus just on Discord and Twitter because our goal, going right back to where we started, is we want to bring people who love golf but aren't
yeah,
interested in NFTs over to find out the fascination of NFTs, and then we want to build this community of people who've got a passion for golf or NFTs. Like they don't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be both. It could be one or the other over time, is what we're hoping.
yeah. I mean, I do wonder. I mean, this might be sacrilege, as if to certain sections of your audience, at least, it might be more interesting to market it as a digital token as opposed to an NFT.
Mm,
Like NFTs themselves are seen as very hype based, which is almost the
mm,
antithesis of golf, and the relaxing stroll
yeah.
around. Well, it's a relaxing stroll. You're doing sport, but it's about being out in the open and being calm and letting stress go and everything like that. Whereas
Yeah.
NFTs themselves, that they're seen as a hype marketing machine for a lot of projects. That is the
Oh yeah.
case, but not every
Oh yeah.
project.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially in
Um,
that when an audience skews older, for sure.
yeah, so maybe the digital membership token as opposed to an
Mm,
NFT. I don't.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure
Interesting.
the audience is going to have some views on that one. If you want to pop up any questions or comments, feel free to fire them into NFT chat, and we'll make sure that Mr. Chambers gets a chance to answer them. I mean, I'm assuming you're a Mr. Chambers. It would be a very
Yeah.
unusual name if you weren't.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
um, Another very brief, interesting conversation, I guess. What made you go docs for your Discord profile, let alone your NFT project?
Look, I don't know. I've always had. I've been. I think I've been active on social for a long time. So on Twitter for like a long time, and it just made sense to just keep that presence going. I mean, that was an interesting thing with our Instagram. The Instagram was previously, and if you go and have a look at it, you'll see it was in the past. It was like my travel experiences, so photos of the courses I've played at around the world, and
Yeah,
sharing it with my mates. And then it was like, okay, well, let's not just start up a whole new thing. Let's just put a line in the sand. And okay, it used to be Chris's travel experiences, and now this is the NFT project. And I think that demonstrates to people who want to connect with us that we're not just setting this up as a project to rug pull anyone or anything like that. We're in it for the long term, and something that we're very passionate about and we want to do really well. So if that helps keep people understand the type of accountability that we'll be holding ourselves to, then awesome. That's fine.
so
Um,
looking back at the Instagram account again, now finding the photo of you. Uh, don't want to upset you, but how old are you?
I'm old, man. Like I'm 40, 48.
I was be careful there
Yeah.
because I'm in my forties.
Yeah, I'm old in NFT collector world.
Yeah, I mean that was the comment I was going to make. Like like I'm often seen. Well, I often feel like one of the elder people, and
Yes.
I don't want to. I don't want
Yeah,
to upset you, but you do look
I'm
like
not
you're a
upset, mate.
little older
No,
than I
that's
am.
fine.
Though I
Yeah,
am
yeah, yeah.
47 for the record.
But with that age comes experience in,
Yeah.
marketing and in golf and all of those things that I think are really helpful to, um, we're building a business. Let's not forget that. Yeah, we're very passionate about NFTs and golf, but we want the community to know this is a business for us, and we're serious about it. So we're registered as a business in Australia. Um, we're paying our taxes, we're doing all that type of stuff, and my experience has been helpful in that space to make sure that we get to where we are and that we're in good shape.
Cool. And it's nice to know that you have other things to keep you going during bear times in the market as well.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's don't get me wrong, it's great to have a project where the entire team is focused on that project.
Hmm.
But when
Yeah.
royalties dry up and the price of ADA goes down, so everything you're paying for in
Hmm.
fiat doubles, then it can get a little
Yeah.
bit sketchy for some projects.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and we, we've we've invested capital that has got us to this point. We obviously want to see the project sell well. We want to build a large community. But as we talked about a couple of times, if we don't sell out this weekend, that's fine. We are here, and we're ready to grind and ready to build. So we're ready either way.
Cool. So I think we've touched on most of the usual big things. Was there anything
Hmm.
that we've somehow missed at all that you wanted to touch on?
No, thank you. I've definitely covered the main things that I wanted to cover off. I mean, it's exciting to be able to chat to you today and hopefully share word of chasing paths with a few people. And yeah, looking forward to Mint this weekend and maybe chatting to a few of the people who've tuned in today in our Discord.
Yeah, I mean, this has been recorded for YouTube, so if you're watching it back on YouTube
Oh,
or
sweet.
anything like that, feel free to give it a like and a share and a comment or a
Hmm.
subscribe or whatever. Send it to your mate who likes golf, and
Yeah.
we'll pass the word out there.
Yeah, and really excited to launch the giveaway with you guys too. So I'm not sure when
Yes.
that's going to start, but
Let me
yeah,
just have a
happy with
quick.
that.
I think I've got that slated for tomorrow. I'm actually behind on
Sweet.
one, which is a little bit, but yeah, I think it's slated for tomorrow. We said.
Cool. Yep.
Oh
Excellent.
no, actually I lied. It was the one I was supposed to do yesterday that I'm slightly behind on. So
Excellent.
yes, that will be going up in the
When,
next hour or so.
sweet. Well, when that's out, we'll also give it a tweet and a push along as well.
Yeah, that'll be on my list as soon as I get done and then get the video uploaded.
Cool.
So yeah,
Awesome.
finally, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Mr. Chambers for turning out and telling us all about chasing Pars. And I would like to extend an even bigger thank you to everyone that's turned up to listen to us talk about it. It's been massively appreciated, and we hope that you've enjoyed your time with us.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in and thanks for hosting. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.
Hit them high, hit them hard, hit them straight. Catch ya. See you later.
Cheerio.